All right, so I got my little rasp the next morning. Start chewing on this thing. I feel like the density of this foam is perfect for this. It's really easy to control how deep I'm going. So really I'm just scraping until I get to the bottom of all of these holes. More or less. The whole thing is probably more artistic than anything else. Just whatever looks and feels good. All right, now I'm just going to clean up some of these parts that ultimately get rounded over. So now I got a bit of a decision to make. Do I want to come down to this line and cut this across here as if this shape were continuing, or do I want to maybe fill in some foam right here and shave this across so that this shape can come to out here, you know, wherever this stuff would kill out here. Maybe a combination of both. On the bottom, it probably makes sense to cut this chunk back, and on the top, it might make sense to fill in some foam right here and in here to help really lock this thing in as one piece. And really, it's just creating a bridge for the fiberglass to tie into this. So I'll shave the bottom and we'll see how it's looking there. Actually seems to look much better now. Looks nice and clean the way that comes in there now. And the gap in there is going to be fine for the fiberglass to span. I think I might do the same thing up here. Seems to make sense. Go look at it in the car. It definitely makes sense. Looking at it in the car, there's no logical reason to keep this, you know, kind of sticking up the way it is. It's not like it's tying into something that is fixed in the car. So I'm going to clean this, take some of this down right here. Alright, that looks pretty good. We have this big flat surface on the bottom where that 3.5-inch pipe is going to enter somewhere in here. I'm not exactly sure where until the pipe shows up and I get it in. So I think the next thing I'll do is I'll pour a little bit of foam in here. Like I'll really tie this together. Pour a little bit of foam and let that kind of lock everything in before I finish shaping it and begin prepping for the fiberglass. I think the foam will adhere to this. It'll grab around this and it will hold the two pieces together in order to start the next phase. Probably start by just taping it. All right, I mixed up some foam and I'm actually just painting it on because I'm waiting for the foam to, now it's thickening up, so I better get it on there quick. Ooh. It's getting real now. Oh my goodness. Crap. All right, just leave that on the ground to expand. So I did way too much foam, and now it's on the garage floor. Let's see if I can show this. Expanding like crazy. So we'll just let that do its thing. And I'll probably have to do this again for the underside. I'm just going to let what I put on there harden. Yeah, it's already, the cup I put down here is already turned really hard. So, we'll do some more after a while. All right, well this puffed up pretty well. Tiny little void back in here. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing across the bottom right here. And then once it dries, I'll scrape it all back. I can go ahead and remove this tape now, I think. Yeah, this thing is now mechanically fastened with the foam I just added. So I'm going to mix a tiny bit more, put it right across here, and go from there. This time I'm going to leave the trash can lid open so I can just toss it in there because it made a freaking mess. All right. I'm going to use a lot less of this material too. Looks about half and half. All right, it's starting to foam up now. So I probably could have stood to mix a little more there, but we'll see how this dries. It'll take a little while, but let's let it dry and we'll come back to it. All right, so that seemed to fill in just fine, and this little space right here, so now I'm going to grind off, like try to shape this and see if we make it look a little bit prettier. interesting where I did that last little batch of foam, the density is a little different. It may be that it hasn't set up as long, but I mean from a hardness standpoint, it may be that it hadn't set up as long, but it's actually denser, like the cells inside are much smaller than these. I don't think it affects anything I'm doing one way or the other, but it is kind of interesting. So on the bottom, I'm a little less concerned about this transition. This thing mounts like that. So this transition isn't really seen. I'm going to clean it up, but it's going to come like this and then out around here. Whereas on the top, this is going to go right across and then begin to go down. So the fairness of this curve and transition is probably a lot more important than under here. It's kind of messy. So that's pretty much it. There's a tiny bit of a dip right here where this transition is, but I'll be able to deal with that in the fiberglass. I'll take these stickers off. This thing already has pretty decent texture on it, so I think everything's going to stick to it reasonably well. I'll probably scuff it up anyway with some sandpaper. Just to make sure I get everything to stick. All right, that appears to be it. I'm going to mix up some fiberglass resin and put it on here just to give it a little bit of a shell before I actually put fiberglass cloth on it. And yeah, we'll move on to the next step. I think it's working out reasonably well. Just smoothing out some of these sharper corners, rounding them over. Seems pretty good. I think after I get the resin on here, that little candy shell, and before I put the cloth on, but after the resin dries, I'll clean up with acetone the stuff around here, just in these little nooks and crannies, so that this thing's all free and clear. It's not bad right now, but I'll clean that up. I'm gonna go bolt it in the car and make sure nothing looks funky, and then mix up some resin.